Hello my fashion lovers, I'm back with a new fashion video. So famous Nigerian fashion creative Olivia recently tied the knot with her man Tosin. The extravagant traditional wedding was held in Lagos and had a few of her favorite fashionistas in attendance. Majority of them came dressed to the heavens and turned the entire thing into a fashion pageantry. In my last video, I reviewed some of the looks we got at the wedding, and if you've not seen that video, be sure to check it out on my channel. Anyway, in today's video, we'll be looking at some of the other looks we were unable to cover and also rating them on a scale of 1 to 10 as usual. I would also be looking at the couple's looks and naming the best and worst dressed at the end of the video. So starting strongly, we have the super stylish Nonye Odeogu, also known as this thing called fashion. So she had on this bespoke number courtesy of Evelyn Mate. The dress featured a ruched corset bodice with a quite deep plunging neckline. This skirt was draped with this sparkly fabric, heavily adorned with sequins, which I believe was the Ashoebi. She styled the look with this bejeweled clutch and few dainty silver jewelry encrusted with diamonds. So I believe this look was inspired by this dress Lobasi wore for JB 2025, designed by Evelyn Mate as well. Both dresses had similar bodies tailored with tulle but partially different skirts because Nonye's own was draped. I like the fact that this look was quite effortless but still incredibly beautiful and so wedding coded. There's something about the bodies that's so feminine and flattering, and the skirts also went well with the bodies. Her choice of jewelry and accessories also complemented the look, and the pixie cut completely took the look there. I'm totally obsessed with the entirety of this look from head to toe, and I'd rate this look a solid 9 out of 10. Next we have Beauty Queen Beauty Tukura in Pearl's Bridals. So she had on this one sleeve dress that featured a flared sleeve and high neckline. The bodice of the dress was fully beaded and also adorned with stones and sequins and had a sweetheart cut. She styled the look with a black Bottega clutch, few dainty gold jewelry and this green gele. She completed the look with a glowing makeup, a sleek lengthy hair and red manicure. So I'm sincerely not a fan of this look for a few reasons, starting from the neckline. I don't like the high neckline situation she opted for. That did not look flattering in my opinion. I also don't like the fact that the sleeve did not tie well with the bodice. I wish the detailing at the bodice had somehow flowed to the sleeve. I feel there's a clear lack of connection between the sleeve and bodice that did not sit well with me, and I'm not the biggest fan of the skirts either. Anyway, I like her dainty jewelry and neutral glam, which kind of diffused the look a bit. I'd rate this look a solid 7 out of 10. Next, we have famous designer and creative director of the Comel Salo brand, Come herself. So she had on this gorgeous fitted number with beautiful floral illusions. The dress was draped with this blinding lace fabric in an asymmetrical way. The top part also featured this sparkly detail that extended from the neckline to the bodice of the dress. She styled the look with a pair of clear heels and this mini handbag. For her jewelry, she opted for a pair of chunky silver earrings and this silver serpentine wristwatch. So I love the floral situation at the top part, and I also love how the look was draped at the lower part. There's something so graceful with how the look was draped and how the entire look worked for her body type. I don't think the stuff at the neckline was really needed because she'd have still ate this look up regardless, but actually don't mind. It's a beautiful look overall and was well bodied and styled. I'd rate this a solid 8 out of 10. Next we have CHISOBA Liese in custom Nello Woman. So she had on this meticulously beaded dress that was draped with strings of beads at the bodice and sleeves. The dress had a fitted silhouette and a quite low neckline. She styled the look with a pair of black stilettos with sparkly details and this mini Fendi graphic bag. She completed the look with a pair of Amnia Modi earrings, a dainty silver neck piece and this gele. So I like how simple her dress looked, but the beadwork was just so immaculate and really elevated the look. I also like the fact that the sleeves were draped with beads as well, which tied the bodice with the sleeves and made the entire thing more cohesive. So for more context, that's the issue I had with Beauty's look, the lack of cohesion, mostly between the bodice and sleeve. Anyway, for this look, my main issue here has to be her choice of accessories. I feel like a different pair of shoes would have elevated the look better, and the handbag was an absolute no. Anyway, I still enjoyed other aspects of the look, so I'd rate this a solid 7.5. Next, we have our ever graceful Northern Belle, Diane Rousset in custom Pearl's Bridals. So she had on this detailed velvet number with a plunging neckline and mermaid silhouette. The dress was adorned with beads and sequins that formed beautiful patterns against the plain velvet fabric. She styled the dress with a matching scarf and a pair of green stilettos adorned with crystals. For her jewelry, she opted for a pair of dangly earrings and few dainty bangles. So seeing her was such a breath of fresh air because we barely see her, and this look was quite unique as opposed opposed to what we typically see. I feel tailoring the entire dress with velvet was an interesting choice, and it's not something we get to see very often. I really appreciate the fact that she went for something unconventional, but I'm sincerely not fully sold. I feel there's something off with the proportioning of the top parts that did not look very flattering and could have been altered. Anyway, I kind of like her choice of accessories and the northern aesthetic she had going on, so I'd rate this a solid 7. Next, we have Sophie Paulberry in custom Tinooks. So she had on this dress with a beaded velvet bodice and structured velvet sleeves. The lower part was draped as usual, and the look was styled with a pair of strappy silver heels and sparkly rhinestone encrusted bag. She completed the look with few silver jewelry and crowned the look with a matching gilly. So I like the structured sleeves and how that kind of contrasted the beaded bodice. I don't really understand what was happening at the bodice and what illusion we were trying to create there, but I don't think that thing worked at all. I feel the detail looked a bit mediocre and poorly finished, and the simpler beadwork would have been a better option. The entire look was a bit predictable, but could have been executed better in my opinion. Anyway, she kind of ate with the bag and jewelry, so I'd rate this a solid 6 out of 10. Next, we have Erica Nlewedim in this lavender number, courtesy of Tolu Bali. So I don't know if she was one of the bridesmaids, because all the bridesmaids had on this shade of purple, so she was likely one of them as well. Anyway, she had on this intricately beaded dress with a little cutout at the waistline and draped skirts. The bodice was intricately beaded with yellow and lavender beads, and the bustier was embellished with stones and crystals. She paired the dress with a scarf wrapped around her neck and this sparkly bejeweled clutch. For her jewelry, she opted for a pair of chandelier earrings, a Van Cleef bracelet, a chunky bangle, and this costume ring. So she was really serving bridesmaids glamour hair, and I love how flattering the shade of purple looked on her. I also like the level of intricacy at the bodice and how she played with pastel shades. The styling of the look was equally phenomenal, and the makeup and hair complemented the dress as well. I kind of wish the skirt looked more flattering on her because the skirt was just there. Anyway, it's still a very beautiful look and a solid 8 out of 10 for me. Next, we have the stylish angel Lobasi, known as the style connoisseur on Instagram. So she came through with this spectacular ensemble, courtesy of Atumbi by Mayokun. The bodice was beaded intricately with reflective beads that gave this iridescent ombre illusion. The bodice was also embellished with sequins and custom appliques that created these 3D floral illusions. She paired the structured bodice with a lavender skirt and this matching flower-shaped gilly. She accessorized the look with a deep purple clutch and diamond-encrusted jewelry that completely elevated the look. So I love the whole dazzle, the sequins, beads, and diamonds provided, and how she beamed in this ensemble. I also like the structure and exquisite craftsmanship as well as the accessorizing of this look. The entire look felt very delicate and expensive, and she carried the look with so much grace. It's a very sensational assemblage, and she completely stole the show. I'd rate this look a solid 10. Now for the couple, they served us a couple of looks from the pre-wedding to the civil wedding down to the main wedding, so let's quickly go through them. So for their pre-wedding looks, they were styled by the iconic style Infidel, who styled their other looks as well. So the bride had on custom extra bride's hair, which was this royal blue number adorned with gold. The dramatic dress featured an exaggerated structure with asymmetrical pleats at the waistline. She styled the dress with a royal blue clutch, a pair of matching stilettos, matching jewelry, and this matching gilly. The groom, on the other hand, had on this bespoke agbada styled with custom ceremonial beads and a walking stick. He completed the look with a matching filler, a pair of tinted glasses, and this gold wristwatch. So I like how extra they both looked and how they opted for jewel tones to complement each other's attire. I also like how they both represented their individual tribes here. The bride is Igbo, so she's dressed like an Igbo lady, and the groom is Yoruba, so he's dressed like a Yoruba man. I really love the blend of cultures and rich color scheme, so I'd rate this look a solid 9 out of 10. Next, we have their civil wedding looks, also styled by the style Infidel. So the bride had on this storied number tagged a filter of fillings, courtesy of Mazel Bridal. The groom, on the other hand, had on this classic assemblage, courtesy of Atafo. So they're both serving vintage aesthetic hair, and the bride's dress was so whimsical and so Mazel coded. I like how pristine she looked, and I like the blend of silk, lace, and ruffled hem. I also like the unique neckline, as well as the addition of pearls for that vintage essence. The groom's look was also very sophisticated and vintage, and I love the whole mix and match situation. I love the entirety of both looks and the level of minimalism they both exuded here. They clearly gave us something relatively out of the box, so I'd rate them both a solid 10. So for the main triad wedding, they gave us a total of 6 looks, 4 inspired by the Igbo culture and 2 by the Yoruba culture. So for their first looks, the bride had on this custom dress by Imagine by Bukola, which I believe was her maiden look. So the gown had a mermaid silhouette with this interesting fabric that flowed through the dress. The dress was styled with coral beads and this black horse tail, and she completed the look with a braided ponytail adorned with coral beads as well. The groom, on the other hand, had on this white kaftan paired with an embroidered cropped vest and a matching maxi skirt. So they're both serving Igbo royalty here, and I love the color coordination. I cannot find this interesting that her bridesmaids' looks were sort of northern coded, which is a bit unusual. Anyway, I love her look and the beautiful beadwork the dress had, as well as her choice of hair, which was equally magnificent. It's a gorgeous maiden look, and the husband's look complemented her as well, so I'd rate them both a solid 10 here. Next, we have their second Igbo looks, and here she opted for custom Vicky James. So she had on this fully beaded dress with a structured neckline. The dress featured multicolored beads that flowed diagonally and was styled with statement coral beads and a gold gele. The groom, on the other hand, opted for this regal brown assemblage adorned with gold, courtesy of Ugo Monye. So I don't even think I have to say much about these looks because they clearly speak for themselves and are literal masterpieces. The fact she's wearing custom Vicky James and he's wearing Ugo Monye is all the explanation that's needed as to why this should be considered a 10. Also, the styled infidel killed it here as usual, and this was definitely one for the books. Lastly, we have their Yoruba looks. The bride is wearing custom couture by Tabik, while the groom is wearing HRH luxury. So the bride had on this magnificent purple number that was detailed with purple motif and featured flared sleeves. The groom, on the other hand, exuded royalty in this flamboyant purple agbada paired with a matching filler. So they both looked very clean here and had the most enchanting color palette. I like how the bride incorporated purple to her look with the motif to complement the groom's look. I also like how the embroidery on the groom's look was a softer shade of purple and made this look more appealing. They both oozed opulence here, and I feel these looks are my personal fave, so I rate them both a solid 10 here. So we've come to an end of today's video, and these are my thoughts on the looks we got at #O2Forever. For my best dressed guest, I would have to go with her in this stunning masterpiece. I love the attention to detail and the entire execution of this look. For my least favorite look, I would have to go with her in this relatively mid look. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts on these looks in the comments as usual. Who was your own best dressed and your own worst dressed? If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give this video a thumb up to help the algorithm push it to more audience. If you are yet to subscribe, please do not forget to subscribe as well. Shout out to all my returning subscribers. You're like the absolute best. Bye for now and see you all in my next video.